Monster kill!
Battle begins.
Killer, and I think Fnatic's whole draft is based on chaos. Like, they want chaotic fights. They don't want this formation fight, because I think OG's heroes definitely look better in that sense.
Then what's the Chrono doing? I feel like the Chrono is everyone gather around, let's focus on this one area. But if they're looking for chaos, then Weaver's off hunting the Wyvern, Quap is dealing with
I think the Chrono
Alchemist.
protects them.
Okay, so
the Chrono protects them. Like, if the Weaver goes, Quap or Weaver go on the Wyvern and you go on the Quap or Weaver, there's still a Chrono. You know?
Okay. I still feel like, well, for one thing, it seems a lot of focus was put into how do we deal with Razor, and they solved that pretty well.
Yeah.
But then Kunkka was a brilliant pick from OG because everything that deals with Razor is pretty well dealt with X marks the spot as well.
I feel like Kunkka has been it's sort of gonna become a hero of this tournament. The hero was kind of dead, but it's suddenly coming back, and you can pick the hero early. There's item builds to deal with a lot of things.
And I think with this last pick, Alchemist, OG have given themselves a win condition, right? They've put Fnatic on a timer. And yeah, they do have a chaotic run-at-you draft, which is historically excellent versus Alchemist because you want to invade his triangle, you want to make sure he can't farm, but you're put in a situation where you can't really make that many mistakes in the mid-game because in typical OG fashion, this draft kind of looks like one mistake and you're going to lose the big objective, the Roshan, the towers.
Yeah, they have a lot of minus armor. They just have a draft that comes together on timings, I think. When the Razor has BKB, will have Radiance plus one item, and you have a Void Weaver. How do you contest that? But I do think Fnatic has the right heroes to coming, and they need to do well in lanes and create chaos. So I think it's a game of execution.
I want to see our prestige cast execute this as well, because we've got an in-studio Mike LaPhoenix and Jonix Fire.
Oh, thank you so much, Tsunami. It is indeed MLP Dota and Jonix Fire. Jonathan, we've got a very hype matchup here between OG and Fnatic. But before all that, Jonathan, how the hell are you?
Doing great. We've had a great day of Dota already here in Malaysia, and a lot more Dota left, of course, with the group still going on. Should be a really interesting time. OG versus Fnatic. We've seen this matchup multiple times. It's already a bit of a fight going on. On to Jabs. Jabs and Amar. They're head-to-head a while ago. The punctuation marks were there. I managed to talk to Amar. Right? I was doing media day. I was having a conversation with Amar. We had to make him make a tier list, and well, you should see the content, but he had some very specific words about himself and about Jabs. So there's a little bit of history there, Mike, and I'm wondering how much that factors in more on Fnatic, because OG, they live for that kind of stuff. Fnatic, I'm not quite sure.
You know what, John? We live for that kind of stuff. I mean, you saw Reddit complaining about toxicity and all that. We live for that. That's what makes the Dota so hype, and I love myself some punctuation in the old chat if we can get some. Of course, you did mention that there might be an early fight to break out, and then just maybe OG hanging around behind the tree line with a very nice ward to give the vision. Januel already going to cop the static link here between Q and Amar. And eventually Januel should be okay, but Amar going to chase him, will secure first blood. Already a great start here for OG, and a bit of a weaker start here for Fnatic, John.
First blood bonus, 3 bounty runes going their way as well for OG, already kind of set up to have a good time to pick us off here. Immediate TP out, of course, resetting up top there for Chu, hanging around with Yuragi. This lane coming out, Alchemist plus Winter Wyvern up against the Weaver of Jabs, along with DJ on the Earth Spirit. It's not the most aggressive that can come out from Weaver. You can get punished by the Alch, but you will just mainly scurry around. Chu should have a pretty good time trading though, and that's my one concern. The Earth Spirit, as you know, can get off to a slower start, and if DJ doesn't manage to find that EXP, it's just not going to pop off.
Yeah, it is certainly a good game for the Earth Spirit there, right? I think Adam pointed it out on the panel, but you do have that kind of backup with the Quap, with the Weaver even on the off lane there by Jabs, and looking at the top lane with Yuragi. I mean, as the Arc, do you think you struggle in this top lane, Jonathan? Do you think they can apply the pressure, or should it be a rather free time here for Yuragi?
Pretty fine. We're seeing Chu just give all the space necessary for Yuragi. Yuragi does go for the level 1 unstable concoction, just harassment, and the spacing here from Chu is just pretty damn good. He's zoning out DJ, not giving an angle to play with any of his spells, and they already have the preemptive sentry, so every scurry around that Jabs will have tried to do, it's going to be punished.
Talk to me about that mid lane, John. I mean, we've got Quap versus Kunkka matchup, a bit of a classic here, and Armel for now at least having a very good time in terms of CS, but BZM not too far behind either. Who do you think has the inherent advantage in terms of the heroes in that mid lane?
It's probably Kunkka. It's very rare you see that hero lose. You always just trade very nicely with your Tidebringer. Of course, the Quap does have a little play with a Shadow Strike, as immediately here on the Kunkka. Downtime of that Tidebringer can be annoying, but you're already seeing BZM show off why that's much easier to trade. Standing back, you have a good piece of control if you can land Torrent as well. Armel's going to have to juggle around that bottle use very nicely, and he has to get himself to those initial water and power.
There's that final lane, Jonathan, bot lane, Genuine, and of course Tiger going at it here on the Spirit. Chen as Palos and Amar both going to be there as well. Of course, Palos, we know he loves playing this Void, Jonathan, but the hero has looked a little bit lackluster. I mean, we kind of heard the panel talk about them kind of lacking damage in the Void and trying to drag out the game as long as possible so this Void can get that itemization up he needs. Against the Razor, you have the Time Walk, you have the Escape, but it still doesn't feel like a very easy lane here for Palos.
It's not the easiest lane. I think when you look at the wider picture with that Void pick, that's where the Alchemist really shines, right? You're trying to play that long game to get that build-up in Palos, but the Alchemist will always outfarm you. There's no way you keep item parity these two heroes head-to-head.
Not the one so far. Very slight net worth lead the way of OG, but you kind of expect that because you do have an Alchemist, of course. Too much aggression popping out quite yet. Armel and BZM around with each other here in the mid lane. Very, very even in CS. This top lane, Jabs, cop a bit of a stun, and kind of goes back to what you said with this top lane. Like, there's no real threat for Yuragi. Like, you might find Jabs finding his own CS and being able to get to a stage where he's quite farmed up on that Weaver, but you aren't going to slow down the Alchemist.
Definitely not. It's just not much laning pressure coming out. We're already seeing DJ trying to get a little bit of a sneak around onto mid. A pretty good spot here.
If they do roll, it will be on target. Ult Smash will be there as well, so BZM will go for a bit of a run, but eventually should just drop here to Armel, but no. He's going to be just fine, just barely. Shadow Strike's still going, but it's not going to have the damage. BZM, he will be forced to run back to the fountain anyway, though, Jonathan, and a bit of wasted time there for the Kunkka.
And that you're seeing the power of the Kunkka just getting that little edge in lane. Double Bracer already up. He's just so tanky that the initiation, even at that Earth Spirit, it's not enough. And you are buying space out for Armel to get that build-up, which is important. Should be able to snowball into those runes, but they have to do that again by the time the power runes come up.
Actually take down the Kunkka as Palos now, bottom lane, going to get chased down by Amaz. The Link will keep going. Palos, of course, going to be just fine to walk his way out of there, but have a lot of his damage sapped away. And of course, for Amar, you're just looking to make the Void's life a living hell down this bot lane. You don't actually care about killing him. Just want to make sure he is not hitting creeps effectively. BZM right now not hitting creeps very effectively either. Armel doing a very good job of forcing him away on this Kunkka, and pressure being applied here from this Quap. BZM, I suppose as long as he stays alive, he's going to be happy.
Still finding some farm. He's starting to lag a little bit behind Armel. You're seeing that level 3 Shadow Strike really kick in. Still has a small camp to play with, not quite blocked off by Fnatic, but again, with all that pressure, another rotation out from DJ in the next, say, minute and a half to 2 minutes, that might be enough to get the job done, especially pre-level 6.
Armel on the mid lane, very, very happy. Jabs is also very happy, John. Look at CS. 30-5 on that Weaver. Like, we talked about Yuragi not being slowed down, but Jabs is having such a great time. He does show up again. Chu, he's going to cop a bit of damage, but he's going to be just fine to walk his way up. Zar, they can't really kill him either. Yuragi, not going to get rolled on. He will avoid that. They do slow him up with the Boulder Smash, and this is a lot of damage coming out from Jabs. Yuragi, he'll go for a run. The Sakuchi right behind him as Jabs. Not going to give up on this kill, but now the stun attempt. Yuragi might be forced to kill himself, but does throw the stun out with the vision. Out from Chu. Not secure the kill, though there is going to be a further roll in from DJ. Cold Embrace not going to be enough. Chu trying to save the day, but it's just not quite there.
And you're seeing the effect of DJ going away there. Solo lane EXP for Jabs to hit that 5, to have all that magic damage on hand. Kuchi to just harass. And with this duo, sure, you can get some good spacing out with Chu. You can zone out the Earth Spirit and really stop that Weaver, and he's sniping here.
That he is, John. Very, very nice Observer Ward there. Side of Fnatic, and I suppose with the advantage they have now at this top lane, you really can take advantage of that Observer Ward being placed. Perfect roll there from DJ. Yeah. Boulder Smash going to be more than enough damage, and it goes back to the vision though, right? Because now you can really just start capitalizing off that top lane vision, as we are going to have the classic SEA's pause, Jonathan. We can't cast a game without a pause going on. Looks like we are going to have the go ahead already though, so a very short pause. His tips do come out towards BZM as well. Palos, he's getting excited, Jonathan. Why the hell not?
Yeah, he certainly is. You know, they're having a pretty good time with Fnatic. They've had a great day one so far, and the start of game's looking decent. You're not too far behind net worth. Your cores are near the top. in CS, and you're getting some good activity coming out early. It's already up on Jabs, especially. You can just around. Starting to see a little bit of a clump up mid, and this is where the Chen can shine. You do have that level 2 Holy Persuasion, so an early push can start to come in here.
Tiger, be there to defend the mid lane. Fnatic, they are grouped up, but it doesn't really seem like they want to jump. DES as Amar. Solo kill onto Palos as the Razor. Not something you quite expect to see there, John, but a huge kill for OG.
He's already level 6.
Mid lane. Bit of a roll in, BZM going to be targeted, but Armel going to try and fight back here as Armel. He'll cop the boat. There is a lot of damage flying in, but the Quap is going to be just fine. Link away, BZM also able to walk out, but Tiger will go for the rush onto DJ and does manage to secure the Earth Spirit as even Januel is getting spotted there by Tiger, but not quite. It's still a bit of a win in that mid lane there for OG and Fnatic. But they don't lose too much, John, but they do lose one.
They concentrate a lot of Furies with pressure. Still going though for Armel.
Cold embrace there. He ends up missing the scream there as they still do secure the kill. Jabs does manage to get it done, but a bit of an awkward mistake there by Armel. I suppose we've all done it, Jonathan, you know?
It happens, it happens. They still find the kill, and it's enough to kind of make up for that loss on DJ, although that's a 4 for a 5, so it still feels a little bit better for OG. Fnatic, though, they're still constantly applying that pressure in mid. They just have Johnny well back, DJ respawns, heads down mid. They want that tower. They've got 2 creeps on their chin. They just want that push.
That's something you always want when you're against an Alchemist, right? Like, you get that mid tower, you take over the jungles, DJ, he'll go for a roll once again, but Tiger's going to be there to help out, though. Nice silence from DJ to stop the stomp from coming in, but BZM eventually going to drag him back with the X and take him down. They are putting certainly a lot of pressure on that mid-tier 1 tower, John, but you do have to kind of fear giving too many kills away here to OG.
It's not just the kills. Think of the space you're getting up top. Think of the space you're getting here for your Alc. Yuragi's just free-farming, top net worth now, and that's just going to get worse and worse. There's no way Paulus is going to be able to keep up. He is farming decently enough. I say that he is bottom net worth 4, right. And that is a big concern for the net, right? We've been talking about it, the panel pointed out, stalled this void, but the Alc's just been bigger.
Yeah. See Amar just so confident down at that bot lane. Though Armel is going to show up on the quad, but is quite low on mana, and Amar still playing around here. Will find Jabs with the X out from BZM, and the boat is going to land with the time lapse. Was there in time, but it may not matter as Amar, right on the edge, does manage to secure the Weaver. Januel, he's going to go for a run, but BZM's right behind him. You haven't got the X up, but you might just have the damage. In fact, never mind. They'll leave the Chen be. They already got the much bigger target anyway in the Weaver.
They were just so confident with Fnatic trying to keep that aggression up, just not finding what they'd want. And again, this is just so much space for Yuragi, so much time for him to keep building up the Alchemist. Has a lot of gold saved up, going for that Radiance already. Once that's up, and you're just clearing all these camps, all the actions happening in mid and bot, so much space in top jungle, no forward vision from Fnatic. It's just a very free Alch game so far.
It certainly is. You're having a fantastic time as OG. They don't look panicked whatsoever. Look at this, John Chu. They jump Jabs again. Amar, how does he get away with this? How does this guy get away with it every time?
He's motivated. You know, he sees that one target. You know, there's history there. He says certain things in the content. He wants to prove it.
What did he say? I mean, what did he rate Jabs, John? Talk to us about it. Give us a spoiler.
All right. He rated himself C.
Okay.
And then he rated Jabs D. He says, "I'm terrible. There's one guy worse." That's basically what he said. Not my words.
Okay.
So Amar is very passionate about that. Well, not kind of Amar about it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's the classic SCA toxicity coming out there from Amar. We see Amar, the Filipino, kind of coming in here. You know, classic. Alos, he'll get started in that top tier 1 though. A slower process, and it seems like OG not too really concerned about trying to defend this. They might just secure the bot tier 1 instead. Standard kind of stuff here once those siege creep do spawn at 10 minutes. Mid lane though, there is a bit of a group up coming in from OG. You have got BZM sneaking up from the backside and Tiger kind of baiting from the front. Fnatic not going to be able to really catch anyone. We spot out BZM. There, BZM, he'll go for a run, but Jabs is going to be there to try and secure with the damage as Armel is also going to show up, but do they have a stun? Oh, sometimes, John, you just TP.
Yep. No, not quite enough there. Coming out from Fnatic, stun was on cooldown on our Centaur, and DJ too far for the roll. That's something that might keep popping up. None of these cores have control outside of Chronosphere. So if you have that TP, especially once you have the BKBs, you are pretty free.
To the Hurricane there from the Wild Ring Ripper as Tiger. Might just go down, but a very nice curse. Chew! Oh, he's caught 3 of them into the stomp out, but a Chrono is there. Palos, he's going to try and save the day, but they've already lost Armel. Tiger will go down, but in comes Amar. He's found Palos once again on the Void, and he's just probably going to drop here as the X. Going to bring him right back. Palos unable to time it. Amar showing up to save the day once again for OG and Fnatic. Nice Chrono, John, but no damage.
That was a great use of the Earth Splitter coming out from Taiga before he falls. Like, getting that extra damage in right before he drops anyway. It disrupts the Chrono. Big issue for Fnatic right now is just how sacrificial John Yuel is. He's level 5 in that fight. He doesn't have the Hand of God. He doesn't have the sustain for them to match up against that. And just the counter fight of OG, a great curse. The Chrono just doesn't do enough. Damage is missing.
You could stare at that for hours, Jonathan. A perfect curse out there from Chu, and of course the follow-up there from Tiger and Palos. I mean, he tries to salvage the situation as we can see, but once that Razor comes in, John, that Static Link comes out, and just no damage whatsoever here for the side of Fnatic to get anything done with that Chrono. See if they can keep it up, though, as Amar to move in onto Japs once again. His favorite target of this game, number 1, is going to drop once again here to ATF. What do you say? Pretty rough game number 1 here for Jabs already.
Yeah, it's not looking too good. You know, maybe Amar was pretty accurate in his tier list. Who knows? He is certainly showing up. And again, they've bought so much space for Yuragi. They've been so active on all 4 of their heroes. They're showing up all over the map. They've got great levels up. Do finally hit level 6 on John Yuel, so a little sustain there.
Oh, they missed the stun. Follow-up stuns there from Januel not landing. Tiger, he's going to be just fine to walk his way out, and you see how fast OG reacted that. In fact, they might be the one to take the first mid-tier 1 tower, to be frank with you, John. OG grouping up once again, though. Armel. Get about Tiger. They do have the Sonic Wave to throw out, but they don't really want to commit it, so Tiger going to be fine for now, though he is ticking out the Shadow Poison. It might just die to it. In fact, never mind, he's got Stick Charge, he's fine. He's not dying, he's just calculating the HP in his head. Going to be just fine as... Well, Fnatic, they continue to group up mid lane, John, but they find nothing with all this grouping. As now DJ just finds the casual X being thrown out by BZM.
It's pretty dire right now for Fnatic. You look at the levels coming out on the supports of OG. You already have 2 level 8 supports. Armel's still level 9.
Ow.
He's only 1 level ahead of the 2 supports. Like, OG just have so much to play with. So much damage coming around from their spells. They've already got the Veil up on Taiga, amping up all that spell damage even more. The Radiance has been up in Yuragi for quite some time. You're even allowing some space out for Chu to farm by himself, working onto that Blink, and there's no punishment.
0 punishment coming out. Fnatic, all they can do is buy more and more time for power loss. I mean, they had a great start to the laning stage, but it just hasn't really transitioned well into the mid game. And OG, we talked about, they hold on to mid-tier 1. Yuragi keeps farming and just scaling out of control, and top 3 net worth right now, all on the side of OG, as Yuragi's having the freest game of his life at the moment on this arc. Radiance up, Blink up. God only knows what's coming out next here, but OG, perfect game plan being executed here as Chu. Gonna go for a TP out, and guess what, John? No stuns available to stop it.
It's a Weaver, you know, the bug can't really squash it, and guess who's here as well?
Oh, Amar. Come on, Amar, leave the poor man alone. Time lapse away, Japs is gonna be just fine, but mid lane, I can't quite say the same for Armel. He'll jump, he'll cop the boat right to the backside, and Tiger, he'll take the kill. They go for a bit more. Januel gonna try and go for a bit of a run on the Chen, but doesn't seem to really get his way out as Yuragi actually aiming for the creeps instead of the actual hero. And you know what? That is the value play, to be fair. Januel not quite out of yet either. BZM a very nice torrent into the X back, and Yuragi's there with the stun. Such a one-sided affair right now for OGs. They go for a bit more now. Jabs, he's going to try and get something for his team, but the curse is there. No. Lock him down. Do they have the follow-up? You bet your ass they do, Jonathan. Jabs is gone once again as Palos. He showed up on the Void, but he can't do anything.
Nah, all he can do is farm and hope for the best right now. Map shrinking for Fnatic. OG, great Blink reveal coming out from Yuragi. Shows up, gets 2 kills, gets active early on just with the Blink Radiance. Doesn't need more durability, doesn't worry about how durable he is. They just get the chain control. Like, this Weaver is still stuck with a level 1 time lapse. I don't think they even need the Chris to really hold him down if they have vision.
Very rough affair, and Jabs obviously being targeted here in this game, number 1. DJ, Amar, gonna spot him out, but can't cancel the TP. 5-0-2, I believe, on that Razor, having a very good game as per usual. Top lane Armel. He hasn't even got the Witch's Blade up right now, John. It's been such a rough game for the mid-quap. Especially when you know the enemy supports are out-leveling you at the moment. And Armel, he's still showing up top lane, but he's going to get surrounded. OG are there. EZM, he's going to silence him up into the X, into the boat, and there's no getting out. Armel, he'll go for a bit of a dig, John. Digs his own grave with that one.
And not much he can do. The moment he got silenced, he just stood still. He knew he was gone for DD up on BZM as well. They find Amar though.
They do. Chrono will be there. Palos, do you have damage? I don't think they do. Amar, so far so good. Might die in the end though. A very nice stun from Januel, but here comes the cavalry. OG are going to punish very heavily for this. Got Palos down in the void. Ku giving all the vision onto DJ, but he'll go for a roll away. OG, just keep going for this. The Earth Spirit will try to roll out, but Tiger's right there. That'll be another to go the way of Uragi. They even found Jabs. Who would have known? Jabs is going to drop as well. A triple kill for Uragi. And I thought that was a great start. Like, you got the Razor. He's the main issue here, but it's not good enough, John.
There's just no damage. You're taking in this Faceless Void to go for a kill with a Chen and with an Earth Spirit. It's nothing. It just tickles. You need a Quap there. You need everyone there to really lay on to it.
They found Uragi, but EZM, he's also found Januel, and Januel's just gone. They are going to TP to try and do something here as Armel and Palos keep moving forward, but Tiger, he's going to be there with the stop. A nice Sonic Wave out, but is it even going to be enough? Oh, they've given up 2 lives for this. DJ, he's there with the Boulder Smash. He's going to try and get it done himself. A stun out. He does secure the kill, but it just costs them so much. I suppose for DJ, he has to do that. He has to initiate, but OG, they don't mind, John. They lost an Alchemist. They get 3 for their trouble.
Yeah, and you still have this massive build-up in Uragi. It's a valuable kill for Fnatic to find. It just costs so much. You're sacrificing a lot of heroes just to get that done, and trade-offs just isn't enough to compensate just yet. If they do that without losing maybe 2 heroes max, you lose. You're kind of okay there. But it's going to be a while until we can get to that point where they're durable to counterfight.
Good. In the vision, gonna pop the curse. Creep will be there to make the duration quite long as Amar. Gonna show up once again. Jabs, how do you find your way out of this one? He does have the time lapse up. The field will be there, so Jabs, he will go for the time lapse, but the Hex is there. EZM just casually waiting in the exact position. He's gonna go back to the tip start. When Uragi, he's so farmed up, John, he can kind of afford to tip right now.
Yeah. He's feeling great. He's had the freest ALF game that I think I've seen so far from the times we've casted together. And you've got this early Hex on DZM. Just Hex coming out, it's way too much to deal with once the Troll's there, the Orchid, and they just melt. You have no counterplay. Into the Roshan they go. They could try to steal here if DJ finds the angle, but I don't know if that's even something he can do. OG's just set to keep going.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. OG, very free Roshan to be taken here by themselves, and Fnatic, they can think about it, but it doesn't even seem like they're quite well aware that this is actually happening, and even if they did, chances are they wouldn't even try go for the roll in to steal the Aegis away. OG just playing way too clean for this game 1 thus far. Way up the top lane for Palos, but he's going to be fine to TP out. OG, again, more than happy to just secure Roshan for themselves, and well, for Fnatic, John, they are grouped up on the bottom side. It seems like you're at that stage of the game for Fnatic where you realize you've just got to stick as 5. You've got to hope for the best if a team fight breaks out. You really just cannot afford to split up anymore.
Yeah, you can't afford to kind of just try to work the map. You have no control. The vision game is decent enough up top. Everywhere else is kind of dark. Actually, they have good coverage down bot as well. It's just that OG are always playing as 5, and they've got the towers to keep every time. So it's always a risk for Fnatic to kind of go forward in the lanes. They are getting some build-up. It's just really slow.
Mid lane, here we go again. Amar, he's found his target. Jab's going to go for a Sakuchi away, but he is not running anywhere near fast enough. In fact, now the X back from BZM. You got the time lapse off, but is it going to matter? Maybe it does. But never mind. Silence is there. Jabs, he'll try for the TP up, but he is almost certainly just going to die to Chewers now. They do lose 5 Tiger. But it's going to be there, but won't make it in time, so they do find something for their trouble. And I think they get themselves a kill. Not the greatest kill in the world, but you've got to start somewhere.
You got to start somewhere, and that does help compensate just a little bit. You're getting some activity onto Palos. The BKB looks to be flying out now on our Faceless Void, so you've got the durability up. The next issue that Fnatic has to deal with is damage, because it's just not there. You don't quite have level 2 Sonic Wave on Armel. He does skip that out for a little bit more ability and pre-clearing, although Palos.
Silence is there once again. BZM just going to lock down the Void, but do they have the damage through the silence? Not quite. Palos He's going to be fine to time walk his way out of there. But now we're 15k net worth lead for OG. Again, they are against an Alchemist, to be fair, so you are going to have a huge net worth lead on OG's end, but they are just so far ahead, and they'll take down that bottom tier 2 tower. Fnatic just in no position to try and even fight back. But even the tomb being given to Yuragi, Jonathan, look at that. This far ahead. They just can't give the tomb to the damn support, John.
No.
Why not?
He has to hit his level 20. Like, he has to keep getting bigger. He's the big threat with a timer, and they just want to play with that timing. So I can kind of appreciate that in this game. I don't think the talents coming through from Taiga, I guess, is not that important. Winter Wyvern, not that important as well. So you can kind of get away with it. With the map shrinking, I mean, OG, they're just grouping up for some pickings.
Jay, it's done, but it's going to be just fine to walk his way out of that one. EM, pushing out that mid wave while they can. Yuragi still having a look around here for this Earth Spirit. DJ going to be fine to roll his way out. OG, they really just do control the whole map now and smoke up. They want to try and force a fight in the mid lane. Palos, he'll be hanging around to try and secure a team fight if it does break out, but he's going to be very careful to get his own caught out himself as Tiger. Stomp will be there, but he all does put a cancel for that. G. Not able to find the initiation they wanted yet. But never mind, Armel gonna get X'd up and silenced up here from BZM right into the turret and the boat once again. He'll try to blink away though. They haven't got the damage to quite kill him off yet. So Armel still alive for now though. BZM gonna go for a cheeky turn into the X once again, but Armel this time around does have the BKB up. Pop it, links away, on the mid lane, Yuragi. He's quite a big kill. That'll be the Aegis gone. And they get him a second time though. Palos, he's got the chrono up. He'll commit immediately. They want that Alchemist real damn bad. It'll be a massive kill out, but Jabs, he ran right into the chrono. Palos gonna try and keep going, but Yuragi, he's just way too tanky. Through the BKB, he is not gonna die. Is now Jabs. Cursed immediately. Right into the silence of BZM, and he's gone once again.
That was rough. The chrono, decent enough timing. You got the Aegis Life. You need the damage. Your Quap was in a different part of the map. You lack that Sonic Wave. You lack that Scream. The right clicks had to come through from Jabs, and he just gets caught in it. It's a big mistake to make. It cost them maybe a big kill that bounces them back for a few more minutes. Now the high ground's just being knocked off.
3 minutes in. OG, just no fear in the world. We'll go high ground. 7 to 24, 15k advantage. You've got to ask yourself, John, how do Fnatic stop this or at least slow this down? Is there even a way? How do you defend this high ground now?
It's a tricky one, you know. Chen, it's a very tempo sort of support. You can kind of itemize to be relevant towards the late game, but there's only so much you can do with a level 1 Hand of God when everyone else is 14, 12, level 2 ult's already up. You can't quite sustain through. You do have a mech, you can try to stall, but you're playing around chrono. That's your main way of defending. Don't have much else really.
They're going to try for the Wyvern, Ju, but now going to be fine though. Jabs will pop the BKB. Keep going to the backside to try and find that Winter Wyvern as Armel will make the jump in, but the stop is there. Tiger going to delay the damage output onto Chu as now. He's still alive. Armel going to pop the BKB out, finally finds the Wyvern. Did find DJ though on the Earth Spirit as he will commit the buyback. They want the teamfight to keep going. No chrono up though, but they are going to continue to try and force this fight against OG. They have caught out Jabs once again. Time-lapse is there. Meanwhile, Palos is going to be able to time walk away, but jumps right back in. Pops his BKB. He'll go for the man fight against BZM, but can he get it done? Where's the damage output? Armel's gone. Oh, and the Quappy blinked right in. Buyback is there though. He'll rejoin the team fight as now they found Palos on the Void. He's just gonna drop his Jabs. This man just can't catch a break. They'll stop him up and take him out once again. Massive Sonic Wave there from Armel, but it's not gonna do the trick here, John. Everyone just way too tanky on the side of OG. They'll all survive through it. And that's it. GG's called. They've had enough.
Yeah, that was a rough game. OG play it fantastically well. They come out with really strong lanes. Fnatic had this idea. They go for the Faces Void. You know, they tried to go back to that game that we saw with up against Boom.